Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Z2X. I'm joined here again by.
GenX, aka Mom.
And what are we going to be talking about here today?
Well, you talked me into watching that old animated Cowboy Bebop
Yep,
series.
Cowboy Bebop, which aired
Mm-hmm.
28 years ago.
2001?
That was the English dub. It actually aired in 1998,
Oh,
is when the series originally came out. But it
uh-huh.
didn't have an international release or anything until 2001. But it is the original everything's 1998.
And it's on Crunchyroll right now. Um,
Crunchyroll, yes, exactly.
yes, and that's kind of crazy how I was it really big in Japan when it first came out, though? I forgot to ask you that.
It still made success because there's a rumor that I actually looked into it that if it didn't make a lot of success and then got big. It did
Uh-huh.
meet moderate success, like a good bit of success, and it was well acclaimed in Japan. It just
Uh-huh.
it just created like it was just so good internationally that its
Uh-huh.
existence effectively like popularized anime abroad far more. It basically created a large interest for anime because for
Uh-huh.
a lot of people, Cowboy Bebop was their first, basically their first exposure to anime. Um,
Huh.
because it aired on like more of the prime time networks and it had a really good English dub and it
I
was
think
very
the dub was
approachable.
amazing. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. The
Um,
the voice
we had
actors are
we
great.
yeah, we just turned off the, subtitles because you don't need it.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you need subtitles
because
when one of the character talks, Ed.
but that's also, to be fair, that might just be because of our TV and we don't have specialized speakers that like
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
audio
yeah.
quality. So I feel like if you're
But
watching it at home on like a
or on
computer,
headphones, you probably could
headphones,
do it
or if
too,
you have
yeah.
specialized speakers, you're most likely going to be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it was so good. I am watching it again. It's Space Cowboy
Yeah,
anime.
it is a space noir series with a heavy emphasis on
Yeah.
sort of like it's very jazz inspired, the whole thing.
It does, yeah, it definitely
And
has a more 40s vibe, but not war 40s, you know,
I, I would
it
say
kind of
50s. It's an homage to the 50s and 50s noir specifically.
yeah, but it has also a Firefly feel about it too, if people like Firefly, which I was trying to get you to watch,
Mhm.
but, it has that kind of vibe about it too, again, because it's a space cowboy,
Yeah, there's
show.
yeah, they're the general idea, yeah, they're these bounty hunters in
Yeah,
space and it's like in the near future, like
yeah,
2070, and they're exploring like the solar system and trying to find bounties and getting in because most of the episodes in it are very self-contained. They have a few plot episodes. I think only 6 out of the 26 episodes are like
mhm.
plot episodes,
Yeah, where
while
they have
most of
or they have part 1s and part 2s.
yeah, well, most of the adventures are very self-contained in their own way.
Yeah,
Sometimes they'll reveal
mhm.
more about a character, but overall they serve to develop these characters, and they're usually pretty fun, right? That's the kind of
Yeah,
idea.
except for there was a few that you're like, "Wow, that was way, way weird." It was deep, but,
Yeah,
compared because 'cause you'd be watching all and it was really funny, and then all of a sudden they would hit you with a really big, deep, good one. I mean, they're all
yeah,
good.
they're
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 all
all good
good.
because the
I'm
series
trying to
only
think of
has.
one that was a little weird that I remember thinking,
Well, there was one that was kind of sad with the guy and his blind
"Yeah."
sister. I remember that one was like surprisingly.
Oh, that I think that was the one, right? I think you're right. I think that's the one that I was thinking that was a little bit you're like, "Wow, that was like weird." Most of them are really funny and they have like a massive amount of comic relief if it is a little intense. But for the most time, how many episodes are there?
26.
26. But and we're going to do this is going to be a part 1 and then a part 2 because we're going to do there's a movie,
Yeah,
right?
there's a movie that's like 2 hours long, which is basically 4 extra episodes in value that you get, or like
Uh-huh, that's in
length.
between, like, episodes 23 and
22,
24 or something like
22 and
that.
23, but it is the series as a whole is
Oh,
what
I know which one was weird.
what
The Perro Le
oh, the
the
Paro, that was near, I think, episode 20, where that one was honestly kind of a freaky episode that just
that
was
was a
like it
freaky
was a
episode,
bone.
I'm
It
sorry.
was surprisingly bone chilling, I think, just the
Yeah, it
whole
was, I was
everything and
surprised
how it was
too.
framed, because this series, a lot of anime, is very loud and it's very
Yeah.
rambunctious,
This
I guess
doesn't have those kind of
is the
things
only
that
way to
like
say. But
yeah,
yeah, this
but
this
it doesn't have
anime
this one.
is, because most anime, I mean, it's just Japanese humors, right? They're
Yeah, yeah.
louder,
Mhm.
but this series definitely has more of the sensibilities that, and I think that's also a reason why it was able to catch on in the West so much, is that it feels much more grounded to something that Americans would like, and Americans of the, because it was inspired by spaghetti westerns and
Oh, yeah.
noir of
Mhm.
that. It's been inspired by stuff made in our country,
Yeah.
so it has that feel. Like it doesn't, there's not even as a ton of dialogue in it at some points. I feel like that when dialogue is used, it means something. And it's not to say it's not
Uh-huh.
like a silent film or anything. The characters still do speak a good bit, but it
Yeah.
like doesn't explain every single thing. It doesn't like, it's not
Yeah,
like
it's not like those
loud,
yeah, well, it's not like those animes, like Jujutsu or JoJo where they're like, this is my power and I'm going to
and
do
I'm
this,
gonna
this,
do
and that.
this and that, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
it
or
it
it
doesn't.
like, it's not like, for the most part, it's not like loud, like blah, like kind of style.
No, it
For the
doesn't do
most
that
part,
at
the
all.
characters
Mm-mm.
feel very real, I would say, to
It
like the
actually is like a
situations.
real series. Like if it was an anime, you'd think it was like a real series.
You could,
And
it just, it's a series. In my opinion, it almost feels like a series where it's not just an anime, it just uses animation as the medium to tell its story.
that's perfect. That's a good exact example. I was thinking when I was watching it, and it was so much happens in one episode, even though it's only 22 minutes. I
Mhm.
miss shows that were like that nowadays because now they're so 45-minute long, but not a lot happens. It's a lot of fillers. But I really, really liked this, and I actually stopped watching it and I started watching it again because I was like, this is kind of one of those when I want to relax at night, because I'm an old person and old people will replay things that they're comfortable watching,
Mhm.
and I'll watch it just to relax. It's kind of in the background while I'm playing my mahjong and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
mahjong
And I'm
or
like,
solitaire or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's like I really like it, and I remembered I started watching it again, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that's that episode. It seems like it was so much further into the series that that episode was that. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah,
it. It's
because
definitely one that's on my top list now. And you said it was like one of the top animes of all time,
yeah, it was
right?
listed very high. It's basically, I would consider it, a lot of people consider it almost like a gateway anime in a way, where it's like if you are unfamiliar with the medium, like I feel like if you could probably show an older person this, someone that's like 60 something years old, and they would still be able to understand what is going on at its core in the series and the ideas that it's showing, because it doesn't feel, it's not,
It doesn't feel like kids.
it's not super out there. It's, I mean, in general, it's very
Is it
mature. It's,
rated? Is it rate? What is it rated?
I believe, hold on, let me check. Cowboy
Um,
Bebop rating. Um, age. It is rated TVMA, recommended for mature audiences. Oh yeah, I guess there is nudity in at one point in it. Um,
well, it is anime. They always have they always have the cleavage and the women's butts showing. So heaven forbid.
that's also, I think, something indicative of the time too, because like even if you look in noir or like anything like that, they
Yeah.
very much, it's like the heroine or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's an anime thing, period. But I don't there was no sexual stuff going on. But anyway, maybe it's because of the violence, because it does have where, people are getting
Yeah,
blown
so
up and stuff.
it's due to intense violence, mild to
Yeah,
moderate
see.
profanity, adult themes, and drug use is the. Oh yeah, because they smoke a lot
Oh,
during it,
yeah,
and there's
yeah,
heavy smoking laws now to showing stuff
yeah,
in.
yeah. I forgot
Um,
about that. That's right. They smoke because it's in the 90s, and everybody smoked in the
it's sort of
90s, 80s, and
refreshing to
90s.
see. I'm not gonna lie though, because so many things like they don't, even though they're like in the time periods. It reminds me of like in Stranger Things, the first season they were smoking, and then all the
Uh-huh.
other seasons they never smoked again, which it just
Uh-huh.
makes
Oh,
it
yeah.
feel very of the time.
I
Like yeah,
forgot about
these,
that.
yeah, that was a big
Because in
thing.
those days, everybody did. I mean, in the 70s and 80s and 90s, everybody started winging off of it, but it's and especially Europeans, and Japanese and stuff would, most likely smoke. I don't remember if Japanese did anyway. Anyhow, I'm kind of digressing, but you want to go into giving some
Yeah,
talk about it, the
yeah. Well,
characters?
I
Let's go in and start
I'll
because we're
say.
already in 10 minutes.
Well, we're actually only in. Oh yeah, I guess it just reached 10 minutes. Yeah, you're right. I will say overall, if you haven't watched it yet, I feel like this is turn off the review, go watch it, and then come back because we're probably going to get into some spoilers here of the series itself. But I
Yeah.
genuinely do mean it that this series is so phenomenal. And if you are a fan of anything like old media, it just feels like an encapsulation of
And
the time.
detective, even though they're bounty hunters, they're detectives too
That's
because they got to
yeah, well,
find
yeah,
them
because bounty
too.
hunters are a type of detective in a way, and
Yeah.
it's just
Well, they,
so
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
so I think good of the
It is,
time.
you know what? It is really, really good.
And I
It
would put it
was,
in my I'd put it in my like top five, honestly. I haven't
yeah,
watched
yeah.
anything like it, seriously, like that's
No,
anime
because it
wise.
is different. It's like an actual series. The characters are really rich. I think they have a very rich character development in these, and they're not overdone. Even though you like get irritated with like Faye Valentine, you're like,
Well,
oh
because she's meant to be like the archetype of that like of
yeah,
like the
mm-hmm.
femme fatale woman, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Or
idea.
like you know what I love is, okay, here's another thing because we watch Psych together too.
Yeah,
And in Psych they have those the egg, what are they called?
egg.
Uh oh my gosh.
What are you
Anyway,
thinking of?
you know, I was thinking about the pineapple.
Oh,
And these ones that
gags, yeah, like background
yeah,
gags.
yeah. Well, and these ones they have the three old men that are everywhere.
Yeah, there's that is a thing too, is it doesn't over explain really anything either when it
The
comes to
Easter eggs, that's what I want to say.
comes to
Easter eggs.
the lore or the jokes of the story too. Like
Yeah.
for example, there's like these three old guys that show up all the time in Cowboy Bebop, or
And they're in
how
they're in different
complete
planets in different places and they just are there.
yeah,
It's so
or
funny.
another one where it's like half the time when they're smoking or it shows them smoking, they do it right in front of a no smoking sign. It's kind of
Yeah,
subtle stuff
yeah.
like that, or even like the storytelling, where I'm not going to get into it until after this point, but there's certain things that like they don't need to explicitly say, but you can kind of see the effects of the world, that world build. They don't need a monologue to you, effectively, the world, because you can
No,
kind of
uh-uh.
they
You
visually
can,
show it.
and they're expecting you to be smart
Intelligent, yes.
and yeah, an intelligent watcher that you're going to pick up on these nuances and they're good. They don't need to tell you. They're right there. You can
Yeah,
see them, but
which
it's really good.
yeah, which I will say um with that in mind, we're probably gonna get into spoilers now, right here
Yeah.
from here on out. So you can put that up on screen. Spoiler warning. Genuinely, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you have, or if you're coming back, or you are one of those people, I guess, don't care about spoilers, which in my opinion, I think it's better to watch the series without it. But if you're one of those people, um,
Go ahead.
the series as a whole, I think
Mhm.
the world building from when it shows the like early on with the planet getting Earth getting partially destroyed by like these astral gates, and that being like a really lingering thing throughout the whole series is really
Yeah.
interesting.
Because it really brings Faye
Yeah,
Valentine into it because
Faye, yeah.
she's like plays that background character, but everybody at the end of the day ends up they're all connected in somehow, some way because like Jet, he was working for the police and they had insolence in the what was it called that Spike worked for the
So
Citadel
I think Red Dragons Syndicate,
yeah, the syndicate. And but and then Faye when she was younger and they, you know, had the Earth
the
thing.
Astral Gate thing,
Yeah.
which then put
And
her into a coma for 100 years.
yeah. And they just somehow they all kind of seem to blend together. And even though their stories are separate,
Well,
they come
well,
their stories overflow within each
they
other.
blend together to show you the world, right? They work
Yeah.
as
Hmm.
to kind of show you how the world flows, from like how it kind of shows the police and stuff from the angle of Jet, who was like ex-police, and that is actually something big too, is that each character I feel like gets their own limelight, where like Jet, you're
Hmm.
able to see like their each person's convictions in a way, and like their characters, and like and there's like a solid, I would say, about 8 episodes of the series where it's like, aside from Spike's, like Spike has I think 4 episodes devoted to him, and he's kind of like the main story,
Uh-huh.
because that's
Yeah, it's
like
all based around him.
yeah,
Even though you
but
think it's almost Jet, but it is him or Faye.
well, yeah, but like it's clearly from the opening and everything like that. He's the one with like the biggest stuff
I love
going
the
on.
opening. The opening.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
and he well, I was meaning opening as in like opening of the series where it's like the
Episode. Yeah, I
rain
know
and
what you're
all
talking
that.
about.
But
Yeah.
the opening also
Mhm.
is so good too. But the it really just shows you kind of just all these characters in a really intelligent way, I think, and like even characters not related to, you're like, oh, so Faye got blah 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 in this explosion that this guy explained in this episode through like you remember the immortal
Uh-huh.
kid thing, and you don't think that's
Oh,
important,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
weird, but then
Yeah,
it
you're like, "Oh, that connects to each other," because you didn't know that if you didn't know about Faye.
yeah, and then it just kind of it just gives you a lot of leeway, and then also if you
Uh-huh.
the certain episodes I think with Vicious and Spike
Yeah.
are just
Uh-huh.
really good. There's some very heavily I think religious themes inside Cowboy Bebop, despite them also having a bunch of Native American stuff and that being like
Yeah, they have a lot of the
basically
Native American stuff.
I would say almost occultism in a way because it's like
Uh-huh.
you have
Well, they
the
do have that one cult, the weird one that kid creates
well that's not well,
in his
that's a fake cult, but I mean like
yeah.
occultism as in like they're like the red dragon, the elders being like we asked our oracle and he told us this,
Oh,
while
that's
then
right,
the Native
yeah.
American
Mhm.
like the
That's his Spike's oracle.
uh what was it? I'm looking up his name. Laughing Bull was the Native
Yeah.
American one that appeared multiple times. Which, real quick side thing, I like how they reuse characters. Like they have instead of having a new character tell you info, sometimes they'll just reuse the same character multiple
Uh-huh.
times, even if they're really minor. Like Laughing Bull, where like or really early on in the series, and then like later on in the series, where it's like it just kind of lets you connect to these even really minor characters more instead of just being a one-time thing.
That's
But
what I loved
yeah,
because they'll pop in, all these little ones will pop in then, in almost every episode, you know what I mean? Like these weird characters, like the 3 dudes, the lady who has the pet shop, what you were just talking about, um, the Indian. It's funny that that's what happens. They like all these weird characters will pop in
yeah,
periodically, you know?
yeah, and
And I like it.
yeah, no, I really like that. It makes I think very small things like that make it seem much more alive. But something that I think
Uh-huh.
is also really, I think, despite all these like symbolisms and stuff of like the Native American stuff, is that the themes of the story, like episode 5, I think is brilliant because that's the I think it's episode Ballad of Fallen
Let me
Angel.
see.
It's ballad, yeah, episode 5, the Ballad of Fallen Angels. I think is one of the best anime episodes. Period. It feels like a finale in a lot of ways, and instantly shows you the stakes between Vicious, the main antagonist of the whole series,
Oh, yeah.
and
And
Spike.
what's going on with Spike?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and spiking, and immediately it feels like a like even though you don't have any history, it immediately puts you into it that like
That you
this
recognize.
guy,
Now you know their history. Yeah.
even if you don't know it, you know there's so much history here, and it throws you immediately into it. Like, oh shit, in artistically, just like if I mean if you can probably put up some of the pictures of the episode for the time is just brilliant, like
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful, and it almost feels like a finale of its own, and that kind of leads to a lot of that happens later, like the I think the big religious themes of the story,
Which religious things? Oh, because his
because
life.
because
Yeah.
you look at it and I mean the Ballad of Fallen Angels, it's like he like there's the dev like I mean Vicious is almost
Sympathy for the devil. Yeah. That was another
yeah,
name of the another episode. Sympathy for the
yeah,
devil.
which it's almost like I mean there's also some like Buddhist stuff and also like these
Oh
like
yeah.
fall,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean just generally I mean as you said with the cult, that's also an idea of like uh, on God and all that stuff, even though it was just a man pretending to be someone like that.
Yeah.
And also this big theme of living in real, I think that's the main theme is living in reality, or living your I guess truest
Yeah.
life
Yeah. You don't live in the past. You can't live in the future. You have to live in the right now in
yeah
reality.
in the present, because
Yeah.
even like all these characters, like Faye goes through her arc of like trying to live in the past, but then she realizes that she only that the past doesn't exist anymore and she can only live in the now,
Uh-huh.
which then originally she just like literally now and the future, because she lives so much in the future she was just gambling away all her money and didn't give a
Yeah.
shit, or like I should say living in the present, but then now she's like looking towards the future positively, and all these characters kind of learning to let go of their past or look into the
Well,
now and
I think
future.
I think all of it comes down to they were all letting go and or making peace with their past, both. Because like think about Jet with his ex-wife, and leaving him and all the others, like all of the episodes that were making peace with their past
Yeah,
so they can grow in the
yeah,
present.
so they can all
Yeah.
become better people. But the thing is that I think is really interesting is that the final two episodes
Uh-huh.
of the series, the real folk blues 1 and 2, is
Uh-huh.
that it kind of shows at the end of the day that Spike really, like, even though he could leave, he had to deal with his past no matter the cost of it, and he kind of
Yeah.
got stuck in his own
Because
past.
well, and I think it because at the end after he realizes that he has to confront his past.
Yeah, and it's
Although a part of me was like, "Dude, just leave." But if he didn't, then he said because
he felt like he was
nobody
living
can
a dream.
and he said nobody else could do that, kill, what's his name besides him,
Vicious,
and it's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's true.
yeah,
Minutes,
I'll say I guess the final thing I'll say, and I think the real themes about it and the ending, um
uh-huh,
we'll just quickly wrap it up here, is that the ending I think is amazing because I mean his monologue, it's like he felt like he was from like living in a dream that he couldn't wake up from, and
yeah,
the ending of him where he finally gets to defeat Vicious, and the last scene where he points at the camera and goes bang, and
yeah,
then he falls over, and you don't see whether he lives or dies. You don't
yeah.
in the series, and it fades up into the sky,
They
and
leave it to the
yeah,
audience
and,
what
and
you want
even the
him to do.
creator said he could just be sleeping, he could be this, but
I
he,
thought that he didn't die because I was like, he's lived through all this stuff. He's not gonna die. I just didn't think it.
yeah, but
Although you did, you're the
yeah, well,
opposite.
well,
But I was like, no,
thematically
he's
thematically, I think it's satisfying for both because he also talks about like the story with the cat and like that died 1,000 times but didn't die until
yeah,
his love truly did.
uh-huh,
The
yeah,
but like just thematically right there at the end, and then the final text, like you're gonna live with that weight, I think has a
uh-huh,
like great symbolic meaning, and the song they play too is literally like the it has like in the big religious themes for anyone that is it's like it's literally I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, Lysos Messiah ut Dumi decantus, which basically means Jesus my Messiah, you sing to me, and that is like
uh-huh,
the main choir that's playing overhead while it like fades up into the sky, and then the big thing of like the star that like fades out when a great warrior
yeah,
basically ends the cycle and is able to like go to the afterlife, and that's
uh-huh,
where the series ends, is like the star, it doesn't fall, it fades out, which
yeah,
then it's basically, if you're religious, that could be the Catholic belief of like Jesus would sing in the saints sing you to heaven effectively.
yeah,
But I think
mm-hmm,
what matters the most with the story is it doesn't matter whether he lived or died at the end of the day, because
no,
he finished his, he did everything, and whether he lives with the weight, whether it's bang he wakes up finally from his dream, whether he accomplished his earthly goal in this life,
uh-huh,
and whether his body truly is living or not isn't the most important thing, because he's finally awake, no matter where his fate takes him. He's finally free from everything, whether he's going to
uh-huh.
live with that or you the audience are going to have to live with that, and it's passed on to you. It's still, it's
It was
all
really
over, and he's happy. And that's what matters, is that finally, and because I feel like with
he
the ending there is an afterlife,
yeah,
right?
he has peace, yeah,
Yeah, he's found his peace in the world, whether it's here or if it's something beyond. And
yeah, you can see it in his face.
yeah, and that's what I think truly matters with the ending, is that he's finally was able to I guess let go right there, and then the bang is him. In my opinion, with him pointing, it's him both being like his regular personality of like this,
Uh-huh,
outlaw, but also him like basically waking up, like the big loud bang that finally wakes
yeah,
him up from his terrible dream that he felt like he was living.
I liked it.
Yeah, so and I think most people, by the way, he's like the creator I looked up, he's kept it for 28 years. He's never confirmed
I
the
know.
ending. So that means that for basically better part of 3 decades, he has been like, "Yep, you can believe what you want to believe," and that's that. And I don't think a lot of creators have that gall to do that these
No,
days.
he did a really good job, and I love it, and I was surprised I told you that on, you said it was 100% on Rotten Tomato, right?
It was 100, from what I remember, like it's 100% on critic, 95% audience, Rotten Tomato.
Oh, yeah. Um, Rotten Tomato for audience loved it. And then, but I said, I told you saw it on Amazon and they had it like a 2.5 or
Yeah,
3.
but
And I
there
was
was only
like,
3 reviews on.
yeah. So I was like, that's ridiculous. I can't believe people like, but it was just a stupid review of
Yeah,
not
well, because
under
Amazon
doing
has their
the,
own reviews that like you have to go into a bunch of menus to access.
yeah.
So it apparently just wasn't. It was probably reviewed on Crunchyroll and all these things themselves, but not on.
Yeah. Still, it's really, I like it. I
It's a
think it's
brilliant.
amazing.
It is
Uh-huh.
a
And
brilliant series.
I'm rewatching it right now even, and that will tell you that you're turning me into this anime person, but,
Yeah, that
I'm really enjoying it.
well, because I think the old stuff visually brilliant, emotionally humor. It's just everything. I think that's great. So if you want to like answer the question that's in the thumbnail, is it still good 28 years later? Did it like
Yes.
yes? Did it outgrow
Yes.
what it is, or does it feel
No.
dated? No, it does not feel
No, it
dated.
doesn't feel dated at all,
It's
actually.
time.
It
I feel like
doesn't.
it is timeless
It is,
in
yes. I agree,
in
yeah.
such a way that like I could see myself watching this 20 years from now, and then 20 years from now, when they have even better stuff, you might think, oh, it looks a little dated. Then you'll watch it. The kids of 20 years from now will watch it and be like, wow, that's really good. And
Yeah, I think so. It's got a really, really, strong storyline and
stories.
strong characters. The
It
characters
is
are
the
strong.
best, some of the best characterization I've
Yeah,
seen
that's how I feel like too. I
of
feel the characters are
characters.
extremely they're a motley crew, that's for sure, a
Yeah,
bunch of different ones, but they work together. I like
and
that.
the thematic resonance of the whole series from just the overall to the individual, it's got some amazing themes to it that I think
Mhm.
are really just brilliant. And
Yep.
I 100%, I it's definitely in my top 5 of all time now. I think that it's just great.
Yep, me too.
That's it. I would probably give
Right,
it
and
10 out of
then
10.
next time, part 2, we'll do the movie. We're gonna
Yeah,
review
they
the movie, and, we'll let you guys know how that goes,
mhm.
and that will be the next review.
Yep, indeedio. We'll see you guys later.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.